Hi everyone, my name is Keely and I'm the owner and creator here at Soy and Shea, and thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to take you along as I do my BiteEze balm. Now I developed this balm a couple of years ago to help take away some of the itch and irritation that's associated with bug bites, and every spring and summer for me this product is really popular. Now today I'm actually going to take you along as I make the balm, but if you are interested in getting your hands on the recipe, come and join the rest of our community over on Patreon at Create with Soy and Shea, and I'll leave the link down in the description box, and you can get your hands on that recipe when you pledge anywhere from $5 and up, and it will be available for the next 3 months. But for now, let's go and see how I make my BiteEze balm. So today we are by the stovetop because we are going to do a double boiler or bain-marie setup so we can melt down our oils and butters and waxes without it getting too hot. Now in my saucepan here I have already grated down some beeswax. Now for this particular product I like to use this beeswax which comes from a friend's local beehive, and I like to use this because it hasn't gone through all the processing that some of the other pellets have gone through, so I know that all the really good properties that are within beeswax are still in there, which really helps with the whole purpose of the balm. Now in with my beeswax I am going to add in some cocoa butter, so we'll add that in, and I also have measured out my liquid oils and I am going to pour that in here as well, and then I'm going to pop it onto the double boiler system, and I'm just going to very gently melt that down until it is all melted and come together. Melted down and it's not too hot there, I'm just going to take that out of the water bath and make sure I wipe all of that water off the bottom of the pot, because we really do not want any water to accidentally drip into our balm here. So that's now all clean. Now normally what I would do is have actually melted this down in a jug, but it was just easier to show you in the saucepan. What I am going to do is pour it back into my jug so that I have got some easy control for pouring in a minute, and this will also help those oils to cool down as well by transferring it out of the hot pan. So let me get this scraped out and then we'll add the next bit. Alright, so now that that is in our jug, next thing I want to add into this is some vitamin E. Not only is vitamin E very good for the skin, it is also going to help protect those oils, give them a little bit extra shelf life by stopping the oxidization process that they go through. So we'll get that vitamin E stirred in here, and then we'll just need this to drop down a little bit cooler so I can add in some essential oils. Okay, so now that has come down to a temperature where I can add my essential oils in so that they don't burn off and make it pointless adding them in. So I have got my blend here, and I have actually got a mix of eucalyptus and lavender oil in there, and both of those are meant to be known for helping relieve the skin from irritations. Alright, so I've given that a really good stir. Now every time I feature my scales in my videos I get lots of questions asking for the brand and the model. They don't have a brand name, they don't have a model name. I usually just pick them up off of one of the online websites. I have got a link down below for a link to the Australian Amazon page if anyone is interested in them. But honestly, there is no make or model. Just look up digital electronic scales and they will come up on both Amazon and eBay. Alright, that is cooling down quite nicely, so it's now time to go and get our little containers and start filling them up. So these are the containers that I like to use for them. They're like a little wind up deodorant tube. When you undo the top, there's this little cap over the top. What you don't want to do is disassemble it and fill it. You have to fill it up from the bottom, and once it's full, you put the bottom cap on and then people can twist it up. Now, if you can get them in your country, these would also be really good in the push-up cardboard tubes. Just as of yet, I've not been able to find a place that sells them here in Australia that can actually hold the wax, like they don't go all soggy. You know, they're actually designed for holding cosmetic products, and also can't find them at the right size to do this thing. They're either too small or way too big, and this little tube will actually last a very, very long time. What I've done is pop them all onto my scale here, and I'm going to tear them off, and then I'm going to pour directly into the bottom of these until I get to the mark that I need. Now you want to make sure that this is not hot, otherwise you're going to damage some of the working parts within the tube. So make sure it is nice and cool when you're pouring. As it starts to set up, just scrape it all off the edge and back into that warm liquid, and it will melt those chunks down. Alright, so these are now all poured out, and I'm going to leave them sit here for about an hour to really cool down before we finish them off. Alright, so these are now ready to finish off. You can see that they have set. You've got that beautiful dome shape on the top here, which makes it nice and easy to start that application. And to finish off these containers, you get the little lids, and these actually just push down onto the bottom. And in them, there's got like all these little teeth, and it works like a cog and wheel sort of thing. So as you then turn that, the balm will move up the tube. I did end up leaving these ones sitting here for over an hour. In fact, it's probably been more like 16 hours. As these were ready to set up, one of my neighbours started doing the lawn mowing, and then the neighbour on the other side, he started to whippersnip, so I had to leave that. And then when they had both finished, a storm rolled on in, and there was just absolutely no way I could finish doing the video. So I am actually now doing these the next day, but that's okay because that means that is completely cool. And now that I have capped those off, I know that no condensation is going to build up inside my little tube here, and these will remain nice and hygienic without growing any bits and pieces. So the next thing I'm going to do is pop my labels onto these. I print all of my labels myself on a laser printer, and I use Corel Draw to do the designing of it. All I'm going to do is peel my label back. Now what some people say is to line the edge up against a straight edge on your jar or tube, whatever you're trying to label, but I know that my printer sometimes takes the paper a little bit skewiff, and my edges are not always straight. So what I like to do is lay my product down on a flat surface, and then I kind of line up my label so that it looks straight against the tube or jar, whatever it is I am trying to label. So, and I always start a little bit in from the end to make sure I have got it straight, and then all I'm going to do is pull that around, and there I have it. That is my BiteEze balm labeled up. Alright, so when you are actually labeling up your product, make sure that you are aware of your country's rules and regulations about what you can call this type of product, including what sort of words you can use on your product labeling as well. I call mine BiteEze because I actually call bites when I get them BiteEze, like with an IES on the end, and this kind of gives people a general idea of what the balm is designed for without actually making any claims. We do have some rules here in Australia about bug relief and insect repellents, so that is why I went with that as my name for this product. So the final step to finishing these off is I like to add a shrink band to all of my products, and that is just to ensure that people are using the testers and not the actual products that are for sale. So I've just slipped that over the top, and I am going to apply some heat just to shrink that down. Okay, so there it is. Our BiteEze balm is now all finished and complete and ready to go on the shelves and into people's orders. So I hope you've enjoyed watching how I make this balm. If you did, why not leave me a thumbs up and any comments down below. If you've got any questions, I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And if you are interested in getting your hands on this recipe, don't forget to come and join our community over on Patreon. Until the next video, I hope you have a great one, and I'll see you then. Bye.